Whew. Hey, say hey, man. Hey, say hey, man. Guess who's Bizak? Yours truly, the bully's bully. Oh, and I got one for y'all today. But before I get into Jeremy, I think his last name is Land. Or some shit like that, right? Before I get into Jeremy, man. Because Jeremy, listen, you got to learn how to zip it. So you talk too fucking much, man. You know what I'm saying? You talk too much. But before I get into Jeremy Land, the full-time supervisor of the unload, the partner to Ryan, right? Before I get into Jeremy, which, Ryan, by the way, I want to let you know, Jeremy be talking shit about how much you sit in your truck. Like, it's an ongoing thing in the office behind your back, like everything else, Ryan. They all talk cash shit about you sitting in your truck. They do. It's just a fact, homie. Outside of that, though, that's just a little sidebar. I forgot to even mention that. I'm gonna have a bunch of shit like that, right? But outside of that, listen, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out, man. I want to give a shout out to the UPS workers, huh? To you hourlies, man. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to y'all, man. I want to give a shout out to that guy going through whatever he's going through, or girl, at the house on their third rail in about 3 hours, or their second rail in about 3 hours. I want to give a shout out to you. I want to give a shout out to you. I want to give a shout out to that man or woman that is at that spa station and is expected to accurately spa every package being double teamed by two poor motherfuckers just busting their ass waiting to get out of there, and they're dumping bags and putting small packages in that scanner, that spar that has to hit that shit accurately. And you may have to stop the belt to make sure you hit that shit accurately, and you got some asshole telling you some shit like, why's the belt stopped? Shout out to you. Shout out to the person in the sword aisle. Huh? That's taking them 68-pound boxes and putting them on the orange belt and on the purple belt. Shout out to y'all. Busting y'all ass. An injury-prone job that's going to punish you for getting an injury. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the small sort. Shout out to the clerks that are back there getting fucked off on a fucked up Saturday. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the motherfucking the small sort on the top part. That motherfucker dumping bags who, when he came to work at UPS, his shoulders were like this, and he's been dumping, or she's been dumping bags for so long that they got broad shoulders now. Shout out to the motherfucker on the pickup that happens to be my main man, motherfucking Jim. What up, Jim? Busting his ass up there. Huh? I ain't done. Shout out to the E-reg sweepers. Sweeping them heavy-ass E-regs. Pushing them big, heavy-ass trampolines out of a dusty-ass trailer that got there an hour and a half late. And now you got some asshole telling you that you need to hurry up because the truck got there late. Shout out to you. Coming home and blowing your nose and you got black shit on the napkin. Shout out to the E-reg drivers, man. Those are the vets. Those are the OGs. I mean, fuck it. Kyle, Nick, Dallin, huh? Jared, huh? J-Ron, Nelson, Justin. Shout out to y'all, man. Them E-reg drivers. Making this shit go. Shout out to the motherfucking, and I will never, wait, before I go there, man, shout out to the airbag. Shout out to the airbag. Shout out to the guy that's in that little ass can fucking his 6 foot back up. Right? Fucking his 6 foot back up in a little ass can, and that same company that's telling you to hop your tall ass in that little ass can is also the same company that's telling you to obey the 8 keys of lifting and lowering. Shout out to you. Shout out to the pen. Shout out to that motherfucker going through whatever he's going through, just trying to listen to his music and just trying to get this shit done. And you got somebody coming up to you talking about an OJS. You got somebody coming up to you telling you we don't care what the fuck is going on. You got 4 cars. Huh? Shout out to y'all, man. Overworked and underpaid. Shout out to y'all. Now to the good shit. That's the good shit to me, by the way. But to the good shit, Jeremy, why are you running your mouth? Why are you running your mouth about Chris Gray trying to blackmail UPS and that being some legal offense or whatever the case may be? Are you sure you want to talk about illegal shit with me, Jeremy? You sure you want to do that? Jeremy, you know what happens when you stick your hand in the bear's cage? You come back with a nub, homie. Fighting like this. That's how you gonna come back. Jeremy. Because the people are on the edge of their seat. Was that you in the back, in the unload? Trying to sell grams, ace, and quarters? Was that you? You sure you want to play? You sure you want to play? Because I don't play. You sure you want to play? Or I should say I do play. But mine is a serious play. You should know that, Jeremy. Come on, bruh. You know it's a serious play with me, but oh, I'm down to play. Was that you in the back trying to be Pablo Escobar, motherfucker? Was that you, Jeremy? Was that you in the back trying to be Boston George? Was that you? And play with me if you want, because I got the receipts. If you say I'm lying, or if I even hear that you said I'm lying, matter of fact, I don't even gotta hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, Teamsters, hourlies, management, I don't care if you're in another state. You're gonna know that UPS, the Mesa Hub, Arizona, there's a motherfucker back there selling weed, bro. And guess what? He was selling weed when he was part-time. Guess how stupid the motherfuckers are up there? They promoted him. Man, let me tell you something. If I knew all I had to do was sell some weed to get promoted, man, listen. Nah, I probably still wouldn't have done it. I ain't gonna lie. I can't lie. Was that you, Jeremy? That was you. Yeah, that was you. And I got the receipts. He don't have to say I'm lying. They don't got to say nothing at this point because everything is blown up. Everything is blown up. I don't give a fuck about none of these motherfuckers like that. And if you think I'm wrong for this, if you think I'm petty for this, if you think he doesn't have to conduct himself like that or whatever the case may be, you're entitled to your opinion. But I'll ask you this. What the fuck do I owe them? Not to tell this story. I mean, I was there. Huh? Why do I owe it to them not to tell this story? Why do I owe it to them not to vent? This shit is therapeutic. Huh? Man, I watched them people get away with murder. I watched them talk bad about people. I watched them laugh when Darcel's dog died. I watched them laugh. Shout out Darcel, man. Huh? That's the kind of people we're dealing with right now. All the animal lovers, hear me and hear me good. They laughed when the woman's dog died. And if you don't believe me, go ask her. She might not know about them laughing, but she's going to tell you that she told them her dog died and they didn't give a fuck and they still wrote her ass up. Don't y'all know people love animals? Some people look at animals like they're kids, man. This just in. UPS endorses animal abusers. This just in. UPS laughs when animals die. The woman's dog died and they laugh, bro. He's selling weed in the back, bro. Is this your king? Huh? This motherfucker right here? This Backstreet Boy looking motherfucker right here? Huh? This Vanilla Ice, if he never made it looking motherfucker right here? Jeremy? You want to play? Shut your fucking mouth about. And Don. You know what? I'm not going. Now, I am going to be honest about people, right? I'm going to be honest about people. Don gets on my nerves, but Don ain't never done nothing really that wrong outside to get on my nerves. So shout out to Don. But Don, if you keep running your mouth about me, I'm going to hide your hairspray. Yeah, I'm going to hide your hairspray. Jeremy. But shout out to Don, though, man. Don, you get on my fucking nerves, man. But I fuck with you, though. I do. I know you faked in the motherfucker, but maybe that just comes along with the position, and maybe that's why I didn't fit in. But Jeremy, was that you back there, man? Trying to be Pablo Escobar? And don't worry, guys, I got receipts. All I'm gonna do is get my laptop. I'll get my laptop and I'll figure it out. Just stay tuned. I can only make 15-minute videos because of some funky shit going on with my account. That's why I'm saying everything pretty fast. But you get the drift. Hey, Kyle, you take it serious now? You still think it's funny? Huh? You still think it's funny? You still want my ID? Hey. You still want my ID, homie? Huh? Yeah. You still think it's a game? Shout out, man, to everybody that deserves a shout out. I want to give a special singular shout out to people like Keith Sidwell, man. Shout out to Keith Sidwell for always keeping it a buck with me, homie. Always keeping it 100 with me. Motherfuckers go around. And look, guys, don't get me fucked up. I get it, right? I understand I talk a certain way. I understand I walk a certain way. And I understand I just might not fit the mold of corporate America. So when you see a motherfucker like me in there, you maybe have to double take if you're a person like them. I get it. But Keith Sidwell always gave me the courtesy, man, to come up and say, hey, Chris, boom, bang, pow, pow, pow. And I got to, hey, no, that was and we got to talk like men, homie. So shout out to Keith Sidwell, man. Big shout out to Keith Sidwell for always conducting himself like a stand-up motherfucker, man. Big shout out to Keith Sidwell. And I'm going to say this before I get to my 15 minutes, because right now I'm just killing time. And guys, I could cut it off at 12 minutes. I could cut it off at 11 minutes. I could cut it off at 13 minutes. Hell, I could have cut it off at 6 minutes, but I want to do the whole 15. I just do. I don't know why. Shout out to Preston over there in the small sort, man. Shout out. Hey, Preston. Shout out to you, man. All right? I don't know the issue that's going on, and I don't know whatever the fuck, but I will tell you this, homie. If you ever want to talk, if you need some advice, feel free to hit my line. I'm not going to say it on here, but it's a whole bunch of people in there that know my number, gang. Feel free. I ain't got no problem with you, bro. And I just had to say that, man, because I don't. You know what I mean? You always been all right with me, player. Jeremy, you sure you want to play? Oh, I'm ready to play. Ooh, this shit is too easy, man. Man. 14 minutes and 15 seconds, guys. I'm going all the way to 15 minutes, though, so don't trip. Y'all gotta stay tuned, man. Hey, Scott. Oh, Scott. Wait, Scott. Scott, you listening? I already got 2 people that you put your raggedy ass hands on. Or put your raggedy ass body parts on that are ready to come on for the Surviving Scott Logan segment of this soon-to-be podcast. They're ready to come on and tell their story. And even more than that, they're ready to come on and tell how they told UPS in fucking documents and UPS did nothing but aid Scott Logan in his sexual predatorism, if that's a word. I'm out.